into climate change. Number one of the most important problems that the world is facing today. See, இன்னைக்கு நிறைய problems இருக்குது. Can someone give me some problems? Example, poverty, inequality,
untouchable,
population, yes. சத்தமா சொல்லுங்க. I'm standing
Any other problems?
சத்தமா சொல்லுங்க.
untouchable,
Okay.
greenhouse,
Pollution,
Yeah,
greenhouse gas
issues,
emissions,
okay.
yes. Deforestation, inequality, generally. So there are a lot of problems in today's world. But this problem of climate change and global warming and environmental destruction is what we are trying to solve as the youth today.
Now let's start with the topic of climate change. Climate change na yenadu. What do you think climate change is?
Just two words.
Two words.
You might have heard of it before. It's in the news. Climate change is going to cause destruction. Climate change na yenadu.
Can we have a few volunteers come up?
We want two volunteers, 2-3 volunteers to come up to the stage.
We want one person from this side of the room, one person from the middle, and one person
Come on,
from
can
this
we do
side.
One answer.
We need 3 volunteers.
3 volunteers.
Just what is climate change?
Very simple. This isn't an exam question. It's just a question.
It's just a simple
Climate
question.
change na yenadu. What do you think of when you hear the word climate change?
Should we have a countdown?
Okay, we'll have a countdown. 10 seconds. We want at least one person from this side
One
and one
person
person
from
from
the
this
other,
side.
one person from that side.
Okay, let's start. Oh, huge round of applause. We have our first volunteer. Up again, we have our leader. I want one more leader. The question is simple. Who wants to be the leader in this group? You have the opportunity to be a leader now. These are the skills that you require in the 21st century. Please clap your hands. So please encourage me, because I know it can be scary. See, many people say that they've not even come and spoken on a stage before. Anna, you have to break that fear of communication, that fear of being in public and being a leader. Okay? So yes, please, Sonia, come to the middle.
According to you, what is climate change?
Yeah, first of all, good morning, everyone present here. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes,
Good
say
morning.
Yeah,
Say good morning.
I think that climatic change. For simple example, in summer it's suddenly raining. We people enjoy that, but it's not good. There are some particular season for the particular. If in summer it suddenly rain come, it's not for our world.
First of all, huge round of applause for you are somewhat close to what climate change is. You mentioned something about it. Yes.
Yes, can we have the next volunteer?
We can actually go here.
Hi everyone. Climate change is actually weather change. From one weather. Like he said, that's the answer. The change from the sudden change from summer to rainy season, but the season is not actually rainy.
Okay, can we have a round of applause?
Good answer.
Hi there, myself Maniyata Raj, and you can call me as MJ. And basically, what climate change? I think it's the change in the atmospheric humidity and the temperature. And thank you so much.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you to all our volunteers. So did you hear what they said? They mentioned change in weather patterns. Yes, change in the atmospheric humidity. So what is climate change?
Well, if you think of climate change, it is what all of the volunteers mentioned. Climate change refers to the long-term change in weather patterns. It also refers to an increase in temperature. Now, for example, yesterday, if you take a look at yesterday morning, it was sunny. But then suddenly in the evening, it started raining, right? That is a consequence of climate change. This happened because of climate change, this sudden change in weather patterns.
There's a big difference between climate change and just weather change. Does anyone know what that is? He mentioned the word long-term. Climate change now, the long-term changes in our weather conditions. Weather is short-term, right? But the reason we have unpredictable weather is because of climate change. So why is climate change important?
Because of climate change, a lot of natural disasters are there. Climate change nala neriya natural disasters varudhu. Does anyone know any examples of any natural disasters?
Kerala
Kerala
floods,
floods.
right? Even
That's
in
good.
Chennai we had floods back in 2015.
That's
15.
good. Do you have any other answers?
Yes. Earthquakes. Yes,
Earthquakes.
that's right.
That's good.
Recently, Turkey, tsunamis. So
That's
many
good.
natural disasters. And they come as a consequence of climate change. Now, what causes climate change? We looked at all of this, but what causes climate change? Now, in today's presentation, Harpit and I are going to go over 4 main points. 4 key points that we want you to remember and spread awareness on how you can help combat climate change and environmental destruction, and how you can make a difference in your own community. So, is this okay? Punjita?
Can we have more energy, please?
We'll start asking more questions. Okay, so let's begin. And we want to start with myth busting. Terima? Myth busting. So we're going to have a few facts. Climate change is natural. True or false?
Is this true or false?
False. Can someone tell us why? Explain, Kanika. Climate change is natural. Climate change now is natural disasters. We have a lot of destruction. People are losing their lives. The habitat is being lost. But is climate change natural?
Who is going to be the leader this time? Can we have
I want one
volunteer?
explanation. Why is climate change not natural? I see everyone's looking at their friends now. Please nominate Kanika. Nominate one person. Why is climate change not natural?
Can we have one volunteer?
One volunteer. Again. Okay, I think we should start the countdown. Okay, 10, 9, 8, 7. I want to see the next leader. I've only had 3 leaders so far.
5, 4,
3. Oh. Okay. I see you're all counting with us. Yes, we have air pollution. Please, stage come on this one.
Please come up.
Can we please have a huge round of applause? Also, we want to let you know, original prize இருக்குது. We have badges for all the students who are going to come up here and be confident student speakers. Okay? Yes.
Hello everyone, my name is Sainath. The reason why climate change is not natural because it's due to the human habitat like deforestation, air pollution, and also industries.
Okay, wonderful. Can we
You
have a round of
guys
applause?
So, climate change is not natural. Number 1, myth busted. It is due to human activity. Over hundreds of years, we humans have been polluting our atmosphere because of things he mentioned, industrialization, anthropogenic activities. It's called human activities. So the number 1 thing you have to understand is climate change is not natural. It is a problem that we have to solve.
Let's move on to the next myth. Can we go to the next myth? The next myth is climate change only happens in hot places.
Does climate change and global warming only happen in hot places?
Is this true or false?
No. Right?
No.
Everyone has to answer.
That's good.
Now guess what we're going to ask for next?
Why?
Why?
Can we have one volunteer come up?
Why is it not just in cool or hot places? Okay, I think we'll give you the answer for this one. Global warming is not just about heat or in hot places. It's about the heating of the Earth's atmosphere. And why does this happen? Due to greenhouse gases. So number 1 myth we have to know is global warming, climate change, not just in hot places or hot countries. It happens everywhere in the world.
Does everyone know the Arctic or Antarctica, that region of the world? Is it hot or cold there? Cold. And do we notice the effects of global warming in that place?
Yes, what happens there?
What happens?
Right, amazing. There's ice
right.
melting, we have polar bears who are being endangered. This is all happening due to climate change. So let's move on to our 4 main points now on how you can combat climate change. The first one is going to be change your diet. Yes, I said diet. Now, how many of you are non-vegetarians here?
Can you raise your hand?
Please guide your finger. Don't worry, we are too. Okay, wonderful. Did you know that there is a connection between meat and climate change? Karima? No? Many people don't know that. Many people don't have the awareness on this. The thing is, In the meat industry, you have a lot of machinery, you have a lot of cattle, a lot of poultry. They release a sort of gas. Do you know what this gas is called? Methane, right? And this methane gas is harmful for the environment because once it goes into the atmosphere, it's going to increase the temperature of our Earth because it doesn't allow that heat to escape. So if you really think about it, climate change is not just, okay, water pollution, the ground pollution over there. It's about us humans, our behaviors and our actions. So what can we do to change our diet? I heard someone said become vegetarian. No, it's okay.
You don't have to become
You don't have to become fully vegetarian. We have to be conscious, environmentally conscious. To be a responsible citizen, we have to change our habits accordingly. So what can we do? There's something called meatless Mondays. It's very popular in other countries, which means we go vegetarian on Mondays. Our advice to you is spread awareness on this and try to change your diet. Try to look for healthier alternatives like plant-based food and vegetables, etc. Because even the way you eat impacts the world that you live on.
Let's move on to our second cause of climate change. Now this is a word called deforestation. Some of the volunteers also mentioned this word. But why is deforestation such a big issue? To understand this, let's talk about trees. We all know that we have to plant trees on a daily basis, and we say it's good to plant trees. But why is this? Why do we need to plant trees?
We all know that trees are good, but there is a specific reason why trees are helping combat climate change. Terima, what is this reason?
Does anyone know the answer? Please come up on stage.
Okay, I heard
and give us the
oxygen.
answer.
Please come up. For this, I want 4 volunteers. This is a very interesting question. Why do we plant trees?
It's a very easy question. Why do we plant trees? Can we have 4 volunteers?
There are no right or wrong answers. We want to see participation. I want to see someone come up from the center here. Okay, I want 4 volunteers. The question is simple. Why do we plant trees?
We want 4 different volunteers this time.
Okay? Please, Manga, we're going to
Please
start
come
the
up.
countdown. We want at least 2 people from this side as well. Why do we plant trees?
Well, we want a few people from this side.
If you guys don't come,
2 volunteers.
we'll start walking around and pass the mic. Is that fine?
Is that okay?
Yes, it looks like we have 2 volunteers. I want 2 volunteers. The question is really simple. Why do we plant trees? See, in today's session, maybe you don't have a lot of knowledge now, but we want you to learn. So you do a learning session now. It's not about showcasing how much you know. We want you to participate and learn and be a leader in this session.
Okay, we have 2 volunteers here. Can we have 2 more volunteers?
Can I see some encouragement from this side to make sure we have 2 volunteers from here? Guys, encourage your friends.
Encourage your class.
I want to see more encouragement. I want at least 1 volunteer from here.
Can we have just 1 volunteer come up?
Who is going to be that 1 leader?
You will receive a special badge if you come up.
Okay, can you please nominate one of your friends to say their names and they have to come up? Can we please have a huge round of applause and
Please
please
come
come
up
up?
on stage.
Okay, please Manga.
Please come up.
Next time it's only nomination. This strategy works well in all our workshops. Okay, so please tell us, why do we plant trees?
This is Srivani, and they observe CO2 and gives us O2, which is helpful human lives and living of human.
Okay, can we have a round of applause?
Thank you so much for coming up here confidently and giving that answer, right? Because she gave a very short but crisp answer. We're not asking you to come here and give a speech, okay? Or a speech. It's just we want you to interact. Yes.
Yes, go ahead.
Hello, good morning. This is Pujita. As she said, plants absorb CO2 and release O2, and there is another reason: it reduces soil erosion and for the correct amount of rain.
Amazing, can we have a round of applause?
Great job. Did you all hear the points that she mentioned? Innocent. Okay, everyone let the last point.
That's good.
And yes, please tell us.
Why do we plant trees?
So we plant trees because to get shelter and
Okay, can we have a round of applause?
Huge round of applause. Thank you so much.
Now, a lot of the volunteers mentioned that trees, they absorb carbon dioxide and they release oxygen. We also got a lot of extra points, that is, trees help prevent soil erosion and trees give us shade or cover. And that is exactly what we are looking for. Trees are known as carbon sinks or carbon sponges. We have all heard of sponges. What is the use of sponges?
What do they do? They
To
absorb.
absorb something.
Right.
That trees are known as carbon sponges. They absorb carbon dioxide and they store it in their trunks for around 200 to 300 years. When we look at this word deforestation, why is it so bad? When we clear land or cut down trees, the carbon dioxide gets released back into the atmosphere. This is why deforestation is bad. Carbon dioxide is also known as a greenhouse gas. In other words, it's harmful for the atmosphere. This is why deforestation is such a bad issue.
உங்களுக்கு Bill Gates தெரியுமா?
Yes.
Who is Bill Gates? Now, do you know Bill Gates has some technology called carbon capture? Have you heard of this carbon capture? Or a technology, it's actually a plant. It's a technological system that absorbs carbon dioxide. So now what do we do with trees? We plant trees because they're carbon sinks. They absorb carbon dioxide. Bill Gates has a technology system or a carbon capture plant and it absorbs carbon dioxide. Can anyone guess the cost of this technology? Just one plant. What is the cost? Give me in dollars.
Can anyone give us a number in
You
dollars?
go to Steady plant. Actually, he says it does the work of about 1 million trees. But can you give me the cost?
Yeah, I'll give everyone a clue. It's a bit expensive.
Very
It's
expensive.
very expensive.
I heard 2 billion from this side.
2
Okay.
billion,
Oh,
okay.
okay. Fast.
Can we have more guess?
3 million. Okay, I hear some millions. Okay. Who says within $5 million?
Please raise your hand.
Within $5 million? Okay.
Okay,
I see a few
who
hands up.
thinks that it is more than $1 billion? Please raise your hands.
Okay, a few hands up here. Who thinks it is $10 billion? Everyone who's raising their hands is correct. This plant costs $10 billion, this technology. And our trees are doing this job for free. How much does it cost to plant a tree? Maybe 10, 20 rupees. Yes, the seeds and all. But it is something that we all can do. See, you as a person, you're not Bill Gates. You might not have $10 billion, right? But each and every one of you can make a change. How can we combat deforestation? Afforestation. Planting trees. But it's not just about planting trees individually. We want each one of you to take charge as leaders. In your college, you can organize a tree planting event. Have you done it before? No.
Okay.
So the next time we're back here, when I ask the same question, what should the answer be? Yes. Perfect. This is the awareness and the transformation we want to see.
Now, how many of you plant trees in your home around that area? Can you all raise your
Okay,
hand?
actually amazing. A little kind
A lot of
because
people.
this
That's
is
good.
wonderful. Very good initiative. But how do we make change on a global scale? You have to come together. So what we want you all to do is, see, there are organizations like Exnora International, and they organize a lot of green events, Nadia tree plantations, Nadia green awareness events. And you as the youth, you as college students, can join Exnora as student volunteers, and you can help make a difference in your community. Or a leader, you all have the potential. It is just about your passion and your dedication to what you're doing.
Yes.
The first thing I want you to do is a tree plantation event. We want each one of you to come together, take the leadership, or an event plan in your own college. Don't wait for the teacher, the professors, or the dean to tell you something. Ningale and the initiative editor, that's where you become leaders. Because your voice will be heard. Okay? Wonderful.
That's good. Let's move on to our next cause of climate change.
All right. Our next cause, transportation.
Now, we have a few interesting questions here. How many of you take the bus to college?
So you all walk? Do you all walk?
Yeah.
Amazing! For the first time, we are in an auditorium where all of you are not polluting the environment by transportation. Please, hello. But if you actually think about it, transportation now one of the most important contributors to these harmful gas emissions. We have cars, we see bikes, we see buses, we see even public transport. So how can we combat this? In a country like India, the population is so high. What can we do to combat this problem? I heard it. Everyone please kite that finger because I heard the right answer from someone over there. An amazing job. Did you all hear?
No.
Saveetha School. Can you all hear? Did you guys hear? Yes? Okay, can you please tell me the answer? Did you hear?
Carpooling.
Okay, if you want to wait money, can you please say it louder?
Carpooling.
Did you hear?
Carpooling.
Saveetha School. Did you get it? Carpooling.
Carpooling.
Okay, wonderful. So you are all going to help us out. This is going to make sure you're staying attentive. Carpooling, things like reducing our impact by sharing vehicles. If there is some place you need to go that's 5 minutes away, please don't take a bike or a car. You can always walk. But transportation is one of the most important factors of issues such as global warming and climate change. So, we want you to spread awareness. See, we're not telling you to just do carpooling and all of that. See, நீங்க student leaders. We want you to go tell your friends, your family, other students, and we want you to spread awareness on these habits. Changing our diet, changing the way we move, our transportation, our energy. And then what else is energy? When I say energy, what do you think of?
What do you mean by energy?
Some force. Okay, I see like physics side of it now. Okay, wonderful. Electricity? That's right, electricity. One of the most important things is how can we conserve electricity and also not be wasteful of it. So take all of these little things into your mind and see how you could spread awareness. Nika, you know social media use fun Ringla?
Yes.
I heard some no from some people. Yes, for the most of you, right? Social media is a ரொம்ப powerful tool. We can tell you that. We want you to use this platform to spread awareness and to showcase your knowledge and to help educate other students. See, we are here and we're doing this session. Naliki, you have to go to some college, some event, and you have to be the ambassador who's presenting. Yeah, Panapura? I see one hand up here and one hand up over there. A little please kite that finger. Because again, I'm very confident that they are going to take the initiative, right? So they are setting the example in this college, and next time we want you to take the leadership.
Okay, shall we move on to the fourth cause of climate change, the last one? Now this is something called consumerism. Consumerism na yenadu. It just refers to how many products we purchase in a day. I have a very interesting question. How many of you use plastic bottles here?
I know some of you are purposely are not raising your hands. How many of you use plastic bottles, these use and throw cups?
How many of you use anything that's made out of plastic?
Honest or something?
Please be honest.
Okay, now
and
more
true.
hands up.
Okay, yeah.
Wonderful.
But using plastic is actually bad for the environment. Let's say you don't use a plastic bottle and you throw it away. Where does the plastic bottle go? In the waste enga pogudu.
Where does it go?
Where does it go?
Exactly, landfill. And then where does it go from the landfill? How do we remove this from our planet?
From the landfill. How do we remove waste?
Exactly, by burning.
By burning, that's right.
By burning. And what happens during this process? In this burning process, when you burn all of this plastic, you are releasing harmful greenhouse gases. Correct, amazing. Things like methane, carbon dioxide. That goes into our atmosphere and causes things like climate change. So how can we combat this? In the problem of consumerism, is the problem of buying too many things we don't need. Do you guys use everything that you have? No, right?
No, not really.
So how do we change that? We need to change our mindset. ஒரு environment conscious consumer இருக்கணும்.
Now, how do we become an environmental conscious consumer? You need to ask yourself some questions. For example, do I really need the product? If I want to buy something, ask yourself if you really need it. For example, we buy pens quite often, right? And normally we don't use 7 or 10 pens at a time. We just use one. If you go to the store, if you're going to purchase a pen, just make sure to purchase the amount that you need and don't purchase extra. The second question you can ask yourself is, does the product harm the environment or is it good for the environment? Normally, only if it's good for the environment, then purchase the product. This will make you become an eco-conscious consumer in this way.
So never purchase or never buy more than you can actually consume. And by doing this, each one of you can make a difference in our environment. Okay, so we mentioned 4 main points. Repeat pannalama ipo. What was the first point mentioned?
What's the first one?
Okay, I'm going to give you a clue. Change your diet. Wonderful.
That's good.
Change your diet. What was the second point?
Deforestation.
Deforestation. So for this, let's say something like change your neighborhood, your community. Right? I mentioned take initiative as leaders. Whether it's your college, whether it's your home, whether it's any place next to you. Okay, what was the third point?
The third point. Transportation. For transportation, we can say something like change your energy.
Okay, how many of you have heard of solar energy? Most of you should know
Solar
what solar
power.
energy is, right? Green energy. Changing to green energy is going to help us in the future for sure. Okay, and what was the fourth point? Consumerism. So what can I say? Change your?
Mindset.
Now what about this one then?
Mindset.
Amazing.
Mindset.
Okay, I got the answer here and from this side, and from this
Yeah,
side,
round of
I got
applause.
an answer. Change your mindset. The way that we think. If you want to be a responsible citizen, the change has to start with you. உங்களுக்கு தெரியுமா எங்க வீட்ல AC இல்ல? There's actually no AC in our house. Really? Do you know how much of carbon dioxide emissions come from one AC every year? Guess பண்ணுங்க. எவ்வளவு kilograms வரும்? The gas emissions.
How many kilograms of carbon dioxide come
I'll
from
give
one
you.
AC?
Is it 10 kilograms? Is it 100 kilograms? Is it 1,000 kilograms? சொல்லுங்க.
100? Okay. 20?
20? From one ton AC. 1,000. Okay.
1,000.
Can I give you an answer? It's almost 2,500 kilograms of this carbon dioxide gas emitted. So by saving this one AC, we are making sure that 2,500 kilograms of carbon dioxide don't go into the atmosphere. And now, we're not saying you don't have AC in your house, okay? Please remove Panaliga. Don't go home and tell your parents to remove the AC. What we're telling you is, for an eco-conscious consumer, be environmentally conscious in everything that you do. Now, a சின்ன story சொல்றேன், actually. One time, with the extra team, நாங்க ஒரு restaurant போனோம், right? And in that restaurant, they served us some water. But they gave it to us in these plastic cups. Okay. Typically, what will we do? Usually, we'll just drink the water, eat our food, and go, right? Do you know what the ex-Nora, our team, did that day? We stopped for dinner. What we did is, now the waiter we told them, we don't want to use these plastic cups. Not just use, but we don't want this restaurant to be supplying these plastic cups. So we wanted them to ban these cups and replace them with metal. So, just chinna change them or chinna thought them. Right? A restaurant has so many customers, so many people. But how many people will make this change? Not many. See, you can be that leader. That is our point. We want to help inspire the next generation of young achievers and leaders. And it's in situations like this where you can be the change maker. Okay? So don't go to every restaurant and look for plastic cups. But please, or environmental conscious consumer. Okay? Are there panna mudiyuma?
Yes.